You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
So, today I just want to do a quick one, an update on the Ahmaud Arbery case. For those that don't know, if you've been living under a rock for the last 2 weeks, this is the case of where a young black man was jogging. He stopped to have a quick nosy around an empty, undeveloped apartment or building. And then as he continued on his way, he was hunted down by 2 white supremacists and they murdered him in cold blood in broad daylight. Right, okay. So that's the story as it started off. And one of the reasons why I think this story has gotten so much traction over the last couple of weeks is simply because this incident happened back in February, and it's only until now, mid-May, that the 2 guys, the McMichaels, have been charged with any form of murder. Well, it's only until now, so it's been nearly 2.5 months before anything even came to light. And the consensus is that if it wasn't for the video that came out, then they would have gotten away with murder scot-free because what was happening within the police system, they were passing this case around from one department to another. And the fact that McMichaels himself, the father, was clicked in and locked in with the DA, and they had they were ex-servicemen, so they were all pally friends anyway. So you know what I mean. So it was one of those ones where, you know, if it weren't for the video, even though I think the case was being investigated up until now, if without that video, without that damning evidence from the video, then these 2 guys would have got away with murder for scot-free. Right. So that's the story, the kind of like backline to the story. But so coming up to date now, what has happened is since their arrest, a lot of people now, and the mainstream media and on social media now, have kind of like been putting out some justice for the 2 murderers, and standard procedure, as per usual, right? The first thing they're going to do is attack the victim, right? And they're going to discredit him and tarnish his reputation. And they've done this in 2 ways at present, which I wanted to talk about. And that is simple. The first one is the way that they had some footage of the Arbery walking into the property.
Look, this is believed to be Ahmaud just moments before he was fatally shot, allegedly by the McMichaels.
Yeah, and I think the owner of the property had some kind of alert thing on his phone, so he had it wired up, so if anyone walks in, you get an alert. Oh, yeah. And what it is that what's being reported is that when Arbery walks onto the property, the owner of the property must have phoned up the McMichaels or phoned somebody to have a look. But he's but the owner of the property, he's denouncing that story. He's saying that he didn't know about nothing. He didn't know about no murder until way after it actually happened. When he kind of like made that phone call to see if anything was wrong, Arbery had already been killed.
He called the neighbor down the street and said, "Hey, you know, I got a video alert that somebody's in my house. Do I need to call the police?" And the neighbor told him. He said, "Well, he's dead. He's been killed." And that's the first he heard of Mr. Arbery, because he didn't know him, didn't know who the person was, and at that point did not know if the person in the video was the person who had been killed.
Right, so I'm going to leave that out of the way for a minute, because what my concern is this, or what kind of like bothered me, is the fact that why is it that Arbery couldn't walk onto that property and just be a nosy person? Like in the video in the short clip that I could manage to find, it states here, and this is reported on the news, that many people had been over the period of time that building has been empty and dormant. Many people have just walked on, kids have gone in there and played about, messed about, done all sorts, and no one said nothing. So why is it that Arbery now, why couldn't he be just like any other person that just walks onto the property, and just minding his own business, even if he's just being curious? Or why couldn't it have been a situation where he's heard something and he's investigating, he's jogging by and he's heard a clang, 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 bang, 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 whatever, Yeah, excuse the sirens. And, you know, he's just gone in to investigate, have a quick nosy around. Oh, nothing's going on here. And then gone about his business. Yeah, why couldn't that be the story? Yeah, or why couldn't that be the reason why he went onto that property? Rather than the story that everybody's putting out there that he was a thief and he was casing the joint. Yeah. Oh, a suspected thief, and you know why that bothers me. Yeah. Right, and that to me again, with the white supremacists being in that area in Georgia and whatever it is, that's how they're going to run it, because obviously they still need to justify the cold-blooded murder that was committed. Right, and then second, the video that came out more recently now is the video of Ahmaud being arrested or attempted to be arrested for being in the park. And it's funny how people look at this in two different ways, yeah? Because you have the white supremacist defenders of the McMichaels arguing that this is evidence, yeah, that Ahmaud was a bad man. And that and what it is in this video, Ahmaud questions why he's being arrested, yeah? They argue with him about saying, well, you know what, we think you're acting suspicious, and this is a drug area, and it looks like they're in the middle of a park in the middle of nowhere, yeah, right. And the fact that Ahmaud refused to let them look in his car, yeah, right, because you know why he didn't want to do that, because it's been documented time and time again, yeah, where the police have planted something in your car just so they can lock you up.
Because this area is known for drug activity.
The officer calls for backup.
Send me another unit.
Then he checks Arbery for weapons.
You're coming up on me. Make me kind of nervous.
You bothering me for nothing.
Arbery is irate that the officer is checking for criminal activity.
Call my job right now. I go to work.
He refuses to let the officer look in his car.
Hands out your
Another officer arrives and attempts to tase Arbery, but the taser gun malfunctions.
I'm just so aggravated because I work hard 6 days a week.
He's finally allowed to leave.
Right? But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, it's funny how them folk see this as concrete evidence to prove that Ahmaud was a bad person. So therefore, if he was a bad person, he's not as squeaky clean and he's not as innocent as people are making it out to be. And therefore, this somehow will justify what the McMichaels did to him. And then you have the people on the other side of the coin, or the other side of the perception, which is like the side that I'm on, in which is the fact that, look, Ahmaud, all this video shows is that Ahmaud has been harassed since 2017. Because like I said in the video, you can see the cops stopping him. He asked them, why did you stop me? And they said, we're stopping you because of some, this is a drug-affiliated area and this, that, and the other. And making up some cockamamie nonsense just to harass him. Yeah? And then when he doesn't want to play ball now, they all want to get all threatening and big boy on him and everything. And he's not having it. That's harassment as far as I'm concerned. Because he's coming on his way from work, and he even says in the video that, you know what, this is his 1 day off work. He just wants to go out and chill. Mind his own business. He's in the middle of a park. If you look in the background of the video, you can't see no one around. Yeah. But that again, yeah, like I said, all of this has been kind of like correlated together and put together now as an attempt to tarnish Ahmaud's reputation, so that on the McMichaels' day in court, yeah, they're gonna try and somehow use this as a way to justify the light sentence that they'll get, because I think it's without doubt saying that they're going to get imprisoned, yeah. But the question is, what are they going to get? And just like the Amber Geiger story, yeah, again, right, they're going to find all kind of nonsense and all kind of bullshit, blah 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 blah, in order to justify what they did. And even though they were sentenced to 2 guys, the sentence will be mediocre, yeah. And that's today is the update on the Ahmaud story, you know what I mean? So let me know in the comments below what you think. You know what I mean? I'm out. Peace.
Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.